Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy J Rock. Now, today, we're gonna be reading. I was thinking between Rachel Rising and Avengers Vs X-Men, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get back on my X-Men reading, right? So I'm gonna be reading this bad boy. I took the dust jacket off right now, kind of checking it out, and this has X-Men vs Avengers issues 0 to 12, and then another X-Men vs Avengers issues 1 through 6. So it's two series, right?
Oh
and then
my
it says
God.
Infinity issues 1, 6, and 10. So I guess that's a third series that goes 10 issues. So we're gonna get on those. We're gonna go along for this journey as I read. I'm gonna give you my initial reactions and we'll talk about it a little bit as we go. Alright, so I'm reading on this bad boy. Looks pretty sweet. This is the box for it, so I just put it up here so it could be a little higher. This little things here, they hold the pages up. That's pretty sick. I'm really digging it. That way it's right at eye level. I could move my chair up and down, read the book and whatnot, right? I just recently got this thing, cheap little, like $20 or whatever. But it gets the job done, just so I could sit here and record right here, right? That's what I record on. Then I got this, so when I want to point down at the book itself. So I got a nice little get up right here. They got pretty cheap for everything, right? Everything together was like less than $100 to get my little recording corner here, right? So I'm really happy with it. This is the book stand right there, the box, and this is how it looks in person. So yeah, pretty clean. All right, so here's the book itself. It has like the A and X embossed. It's a real old school book right here. The newer ones would have like foil, and then after that, now they have like drawings on them. I like all of them. This doesn't matter too much to me. Care more about the build itself. I do like this feel. There's like buckram type feel. So here it is, the end pages. Right away, you see this fire, so you know that's the Phoenix. You know when the Phoenix is around, big shit is going down. So this is all the material that would be in there. Then there's a little forward by CM Punk. He's a WWE wrestler, which was interesting that they had him do the forward. So here, when it starts, as with all Marvel books, you get the cover first, then the issue starts. In the classic ones, I like that it shows the issue here and then the title of the series. It leaves the cover as is, right, as in the original comics. And the newer stuff, like here, doesn't have the series, but it does have it down here, right? So it says issue 1 and whatnot. I do like that it at least has it, so that I'm not lost. Because what if, like, when there's crossovers, like one X-Men issue, one Wolverine issue, one X-Men, yeah, it helps to have these covers so you know what's what. So here, right away in the beginning, you have Nova. I know there has been different characters that carry the moniker of Nova, so I don't know which one this is. I don't read his comics, not too familiar with him. But he's flying around, some serious shit's going down. This guy, what is it, Terex, I believe is his name. He's there fighting them, and see how he's all like on fire. Oh, no, I think that's his normal superpowers, right? So he's flying away really fast from something, so you know some shit's going down, and boom! Look at this two-page spread, awesome. You see the Phoenix. So look at him, how panicked he looks. The art here is really good. That facial expression says it all. Like he's running away from this thing, right? Like this is no good. This is trouble. This is trouble. So he has to go warn Earth. Now he's going so fast. He goes through this thing like a time warp or some bullshit, right? And it's just awesome. I like the way he's flying here, and he gets to this area. So he got to let people know what's cracking. Like, hey man, the world's coming to an end. Then bam, it starts off really strong. Then we get to issue 0. Look at the cover, awesome. I thought this was Jean Grey, because I skipped so far ahead. Don't even know this is not even Jean Grey. It's Hope Summers and this Scarlet Witch. So if you're familiar with Jean Grey, the Avengers wanted to do something similar to build up their women characters. So they did the same with Scarlet Witch. House of M, it's kind of like the Jean Grey thing where she gets his superpowers and becomes the most powerful person on the team. Very reminiscent of that. It's told differently, of course, but the premise is similar. So yeah, here we go. The story starts right here. We got MODOK. Now check it out right here. Boom! Two-page spread, this car crash, and here's MODOK. I'm not too familiar with him either. I don't read a lot of Avengers. So it starts off like a very much like Avenger type book. It looks so like goofy, right? And then bam! I love this page right here. I was like, damn, come to daddy, right? I was like, damn, like they really got off on this. You could tell the artist, like, he took extra time on this because he wanted to be real attention grabbing, and it definitely does that. Not just the art, but also because it's really big. It's like a splash page and whatnot. Looks awesome. Immediately kind of hooks you. You're like, oh shit, what's going on? Then they have this. She's having this showdown with MODOK. It starts off really strong, like it really got my attention in the beginning. So yeah, they're having this showdown. Then here, MODOK is talking about, oh, the Avengers, the women, they're all broken and with issues, right? And Carol Danvers just slugs them. Boom! And look at here in the word bubbles. She's like, who you calling broken characters, bro? And she's like, Jessica Drew, she's like, well, I'm like a little broken. And she's like, shut up, we're not broken. We're strong, powerful women. And she really lets them have it. And the art feels nice right here. Like, he feels like he's coming at you, like, right? Like, she punched them out of the pages, like, so hard. Man, look at Noble. He just landed on Earth, crashed through everything. He's like really hurt and panicked. He's like, I gotta get out of here. It's the end of the world. The Avengers are like, man, why is he so hysterical, right? So they're helping him out. They're like, he clearly needs medical attention. That's for damn sure. We get back to the X-Men, and Cyclops is talking to Hope. Like, you're the next Messiah. You're the first mutant born in a long time. So you're a big deal right now. So something, you're like God, kind of, right? You're gonna regenerate the mutant population in some way. We just don't know how. So he's training her, like, you gotta be prepared for anybody that tries to come after you to eliminate mutants. Alright, so I'm on issue 6, and then plus I read the issue 0 and the interlude or whatever. Man, I'm really enjoying this. I know I heard some people saying like, oh, that story sucks or this and that. I'm really enjoying it. I like John Romita's Jr.'s art. It's very exciting. He has his own unique style, kind of mimics Frank Miller a little bit, but more polished. The lines are a little more straight. But the way he tells the story and so forth, the scenes look exciting and dynamic, right? Which is what you want in a comic. You don't want them to look grounded and realistic. Like, that looks kind of lame. I've seen some artists trying to go for the real look. Doesn't work for me. When I'm reading a comic book, I don't want a guy to look like he jumps as high as me. I want him to look like he jumps like freaking Michael Jordan, right? Like he's jumping really high and whatnot, right? Really like dynamic and exciting. When it looks realistic, it boggles it down and it doesn't look the same, right? Like, if I want a realistic story, I'll read something different. So yeah, that's what John Romita brings to the table. Nice action scenes. Again, I know his art isn't for everybody because it can be kind of blocky and simplistic in a way. I really enjoy it, having fun with it so far. Now, I have skipped so much other continuity because I ended like in issue 150 and I skipped all the way to this, right, of X-Men. So, all of a sudden, Colossus is bald now. I'm like, what's going on here? That's why I don't like skipping so far ahead, because he's made of metal. I don't even know how he would cut his hair, right? But he's bald now. And then we have another Colossus that's dressed like Juggernaut. They didn't really touch on him too much. They just showed him and he has a Juggernaut helmet, unless that is Colossus. I'm not sure. And Hulk is red. I have seen Hulk red and little pictures and stuff on Instagram. I have no idea how he got there. I don't even know if it's Bruce Banner. So, there's new characters being thrown at you and whatnot. It doesn't ruin the story for me because you expect new characters, new rosters. They always shuffle them every few years, right? So it's to be expected. Now here, I know some people say Cyclops comes off a lot more like aggressive here, kind of like how he does on X-Force, on Uncanny X-Force. I think he has at least since the 90s, he has always kind of been that way. But people remember the cartoon Cyclops, who was a lot different, right? Comic Cyclops was always kind of this guy, like he was always like that. So I don't think there was like a big change in him, at least from what I'm reading so far. We'll see going forward if there's any extreme changes. But yeah, I'm gonna read a little more and we'll get back to you. Holy shit, this was a crazy moment here. I was not expecting this. So Neymar and Cyclops just got in a heated argument over Neymar's telling Cyclops, you're a good leader, but you're a sorry ruler. And so they get into it. Neymar leaves. And White Queen, which at this point in continuity, she's like Cyclops' wife. She goes to talk to Neymar about their little argument the two had. And she starts making out with him. I'm like, holy shit. I know Emma Frost. Just look at the way she dresses. She's not to be trusted. That's like really obvious, right? Let's get to some of the art real quick. All right, so here we're on issue 5. Cool cover right here. Wolverine's all on fire and Captain America and whatnot. So this is, I believe, is the last issue with John Romita Jr. art. I mean, look at Hope right here. Looks awesome. She's losing control. She's getting the Phoenix already in her. You see her eyes and whatnot. Then here you see the Avengers, the X-Men, and look at her right here again, to her again. So you see her distressed. She goes, am I a bomb or am I the bombarder? Boom, because she goes, either who do you blame, the bomb or the person that threw the bomb, right? Here all of them are fighting. And then in the bottom, I really like what they did here. You see her losing control. Then here you see the Phoenix take over. Boom. This page, oh, that was awesome. Took out everybody. Everybody just got wiped out. And here she is. You can see how much it took out of her, like energy-wise. And you get a long page right here. Looks pretty cool. Look at Wolverine. He's just like, look at him. Like all his flesh is melting off, and like he's clearly in pain right here. Like look at him. Yes, he can heal, but he can still feel the pain as it's happening. You know what I mean? Oh man, that's brutal, brutal. Now here's something crazy happens because the Phoenix, look, it left Hope, but it went on to all the other X-Men. Yes, Neymar at this point is now an X-Men, right? He's no longer a Avenger. And now Wolverine is an Avenger and not an X-Men. It's just crazy how people switch sides. You gotta watch the game unfold. It's like real life that these things happen, right? Like athletes, they're one team. The next year they're playing for who was the rival before, right? So yeah, now they all have the power, but Cyclops is the ringleader. I really like this costume they gave him here. Looks pretty crazy. I'm enjoying it. And his personality kind of changed here. His personality is almost like a Magneto type, but his ideology is different than Magneto's. Now here's the panel after the little fight with Neymar and Cyclops, and look at Emma Frost right here, the way she's bending over and whatnot. Like she's a ratchet, right? Just like a little bit more high class looking one. But yeah, it's all there obviously, and then boom. This I was like, holy shit, I did not see this coming. This is typical. She does little stuff like that to flirt with people to get her way or whatever. She uses her sexiness as like a power, if you will, like as a weapon. But I did not expect her to do this. So this is crazy. I don't know what's gonna happen if they're gonna start dating now or what. But Cyclops, he's always getting cheated on by Jean Grey, by Madeline Pryor. There we go. Damn, yeah, I just couldn't remember her name. So yeah, it's more stuff is unfolding, right? X-Men is always gonna be a soap opera. This is X-Men like X-Men should be written, right? Like kind of like 90s X-Men, 80s X-Men. So I'm really enjoying it. It's a little bit of a throwback. I know some of the more modern stuff, it kind of takes a turn. Alright, just finished up the story, so there's gonna be some spoilers here. Let's talk about it a little bit, then I'll flip through a few of the pages at the end. So the gist of it was Cyclops got the power of Phoenix, and he made the world a better place. He wanted peace and he made the world better, right? And the Avengers got mad saying, oh, he's playing God and this and that. You shouldn't be wielding the power around. And he was like, what's wrong with it if I'm using it for pure good? He's like, I think you just have a problem with it because I'm a mutant. And he was talking about Scarlet Witch. He said when she had the power, she killed a bunch of mutants. Nobody cared, right? Because it was mutants. He goes, so now that a mutant has that type of power, you guys are worried I might do something to the humans. So now it's a bad thing, even though I'm using it for nothing but good. So they start a war with him and he's in the wrong when it's kind of the other way around. That was pretty crazy. And I like that it lets you figure that out on your own, right? Like the story isn't telling you that he's right. But they keep messing with him and they keep attacking mutants because they want him to give up the power of the Phoenix. And in doing so, they start making him more and more angry. And they start turning him into a bad guy where now he wants to use these powers to defend himself. And once he does that, he's the bad guy, right? So now he's turning into Magneto, basically. So let me flip to some of the pages and we'll explain some more of the story. But alright, so on this issue, check out how it starts. We got Magneto right here. And look at this background. This is Utopia. So look, this shit looks sick right here. It's all like crazy, futuristic. And here, everybody's at peace. Everybody gets along. There's no wars. There's no nothing. So he's meeting up with Professor Xavier right here. You see them walking right here together. And he's walking him towards, look at here, when they open these gates, it's almost like the pearling gates, right? Look. Oh, you see that the light here, like you've died and got to heaven. So now we get to this side. What's behind those gates? It's God himself. And well, who's God? It's Cyclops. He's telling them, I've accomplished it, Professor Xavier. I've accomplished it, like, world peace, you know, what we always wanted. And Professor X is not happy about it. So here you see Cyclops telling him, like, you're just jealous because I accomplished your dream, what you could never do, right? So all the Avengers and humans, they hate Cyclops even though all he's done is nothing but good. And they're saying, but you know, last time somebody had a power like this, they killed most of the mutant population, which was Scarlet Witch. So he's like, why when I'm doing good, I'm punished, and when she did nothing but bad, she's not punished? So she killed mutants by casting this spell that said no more mutants. So look what he says here when they angered him. No more Avengers. Boom! That was crazy right there. Here is the gist of the story. It shows Scarlet Witch, she, you know, cast a spell on the planet. Most of the mutants lost their powers. A lot of them died. So the Phoenix Force found out about this, and they came back to Earth, and they made Hope be born when no mutants were born in a long time already. So when Hope was born, it was because of the Phoenix, and the Phoenix is using her because they want to repopulate the mutant population. So the two entities are like struggling, right? The Scarlet Witch and the Phoenix Force. So you know what this reminded me of? This reminded me of like in the Bible with Jesus Christ, where he's doing nothing but good, but they persecute him because they don't want him being the savior and whatnot, right? Like the Romans or whatever want to take credit for that, and they're like, oh, we can't have this guy do it because he'll gain favor, right? And he'll become popular, and that's dangerous, right? He'll have a voice. So this is kind of what Cyclops was. He was like playing God, and he was being successful at it. And a lot of things he said were correct. They were kind of hating on him for doing it. And they drove him basically insane by constantly attacking him and targeting mutants. And until they turned him into a villain. And then they were happy, right? Now they're the victim because now he's a bad guy, and they knew he would eventually turn bad. But they caused it. They provoked it. So this was good. This was a good story. The way it shows you the way things unfold. But they let the story do it, right? They don't have a character say it. So it's not explained to you. So if you just read it, you would think he's the bad guy because the story that the characters are telling you he's the bad guy. But if you actually pay attention to what's going on, he's not the bad guy. He's kind of like Jesus Christ. Was Jesus Christ the bad guy? You know what I mean? He was clearly the good guy here. It just wasn't spelled out for you, which I like, because if you're like a smart reader, you would know that, right? And so I really enjoyed the way they did that, because I think it's good for you when you read a book. Let the story, judge the story by what is happening. A lot of times they hold your hand, they like explain to you, you gotta root for this guy, you gotta root for that guy. Which they kind of did here, they tell you root for the Avengers, but they were clearly in the wrong here, in my opinion. If you have read this, let me know what you thought. Did you think Cyclops was treated unfairly? Was he wrong? Or were they right the whole time and he was just trying to play God and he was an asshole the whole time? I think he didn't start off that way, but he definitely ended up that way towards the end of the story. Good stuff. This was good. So let me know what you think in the comment section. If you read this, definitely have to get to the next book, which is in the Uncanny Avengers. Is the next one we will read that leads into Axis, right? So I give this somewhere about a high, like 8.5 maybe. The ending was okay, but in these, the endings are never that great because the story has to continue. So yeah, hopefully you like this video. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button and hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, because we're gonna do some more videos like this. Let me know what you think about these type of videos where I just give you the initial reactions as I read and whatnot. Other than that, I'll check you guys out next time.